I was asked to build the HR strategy department from scratch, and from the beginning we knew that we would put in quite a few topics that go across HR. So things like project management, portfolio management, diversity was in there, and also people analytics. We called it people analytics, but it was not really an analytics function right from the start. In the beginning, what we focused on was to essentially re-engineer our engagement survey. Every company has it, and one thing we knew was that we wanted to completely reimagine it, and not this once per year survey where you have to wait for a month until you get results. That felt very old-fashioned to us. So what we said was, hey, let's see what marketing does. And we're a marketing company at Adidas, so things that work in marketing usually also work in other places in the company. So we looked at them, and we knew that they are using Net Promoter Score in the consumer area. So how likely are you to recommend this brand or this product to other people was the leading question there. And it was something that was already quite well established in the company. So we said, hey, could we maybe ask the same question to our employees? How likely are you to recommend Adidas as a great place to work? And use that as a key KPI, leading KPI for HR. And at the same time, we were also asked by finance to come up with a KPI that would prove the effectiveness of our people strategy. And so we combined these dynamics and decided to introduce so-called employee net promoter score as a measurement to Adidas. And that was the beginning of people analytics for us. So we went from engagement to measuring employee experience. And by the end of it, our KPI, eNPS, was also picked up by the Corporate Strategy Office as one of the key KPIs to measure the effectiveness of HR. So the way the business responded to the change was interesting. We had to do quite a lot of convincing around the frequency, first of all. So we went from annual to monthly measurement, which forced us to go from 80 questions that we had before, 80 standard questions, to just about maybe 5. And obviously there was skepticism around, would we still capture what's important to employees? And the fact that we added an open comment box was the main difference. We went from kind of prompting people for topics that the company was not necessarily willing to change, to an open box where we would really pick up what employees are bothered about or care about. Behind this was the strong belief that people will tell you what bugs them the most if you just ask them an open question. So that allowed us to go from a very long process to a very shortened one. So that was an interesting one. What's next? What we're thinking about at the moment is we've introduced employee experience management for the office population quickly and learned a lot there. And we have a large retail population as well that we look after. And they're actually even more than 50% of our organization. We're a big retailer by now at Adidas. So we've been discussing how can we capture the sentiment of our employees in retail. And that's an interesting space as well, because there we could most probably see a correlation between how likely employees are to promote our brand and our products and our company, and how well they serve our consumers. So that's something that we're looking into right now, and we probably need to look at a different way of introducing the concept, as many of our employees don't have a computer. They have to focus on selling and being there for the consumer, so we need to tweak our approach there a bit.